What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Every Week We Follow. So today we have got the preview to the biggest game of the season so far, I would say, Gary.
Massive game!
It is Aston Villa. Well, no, sorry. It's Nottingham Forest versus Aston Villa at the City Ground on Thursday, the 30th of April at 8 p.m. Right.
Yeah.
Let's get straight into it. We will have Graham, the father-in-law, as he likes to be called, coming on soon, Forest fan. We'll be getting into it with him again because obviously this is the third time we are playing Forest this season, but there will also be a fourth guaranteed. How are you feeling about this game, Gary? Obviously, the weekend didn't go so well for us. It was very good for Forest. How are you feeling?
I'm more nervous than I wanted to be, mate, if I'm honest. I think Saturday's game have given Forest the blueprints to beat us. And I think if we turn up like we did on Saturday, I think it's going to be a very difficult evening for us. But I envisage that this is Emery's competition too, mate. So the other side of it is that we've, on paper, we've got a wealth of experience now in that team. Players that have played in European competitions for 3-4 seasons in a row. Obviously, Unai Emery's experience in the Europa League, winning it 4 times. It's like he's the best in the business. I just worry that, and we spoke about this on the last show, right? That have we got the minerals to actually get over the line? Because this, like you said there, mate, at the start, this is the beginning of the biggest week in our club's history since we won the European Cup, in my opinion. Because
I mean, it's the same for them, though, right? It's not like it's just us. Like, as in,
well, yeah.
The question is the same for them. Have they got the minerals to get over the line as well?
Well, of course, mate. But this is a Villa podcast, and we're not here to highlight Nottingham. I appreciate your father-in-law is coming on to give his opinion, but I'm like, if this was a Nottingham Forest podcast,
have we got the minerals? What I mean is, you're saying,
I want to drop the minerals. I want to go to the final. Book me to play to Istanbul.
What I mean is obviously we're all worried about, are Villa going to bottle it? Villa do these things. We don't turn up for the big games, blah, blah, blah. Surely, I mean, it'd be interesting to get Graham's view in a sec, but are the Forest fans feeling the same? It's not like we're playing, Chelsea or Man City or Real Madrid or someone who's been there, done that, or even like Fiorentina or someone like that who's been in finals multiple times.
Well, look, the flip side is that you're right, that Forest are in territory they haven't been in for a while, right? So you would hope that our experience will shine through. I think if you're just judging it on a game-by-game basis, obviously they completely destroyed Sunderland on Friday. That will give them world of confidence. That result in itself, I think, is more or less guaranteed Premier League safety for them. So now this game, they can focus on just like it's the most important thing in the world, right? So I think the dynamic over the weekend's results has changed how this fixture will go. And Thursday night's massive. For me, as long as we don't lose the game, I think we've got enough to do it over 2 legs, but we'll have to wait and see, obviously.
I mean, Forest, it's as you were, basically, isn't it? Because West Ham, Spurs and Forest all won. So I think it's 5 points they are clear of Spurs with 4 to play. So it's still very much up for grabs. But yeah, I mean, I've thought Forest will stay up for a little while. I think they've got enough. And I think it's also a case of Spurs are just destined to go down, mate.
I just think, I didn't just look at form. If you look at those 3 sides you just mentioned, West Ham and Forest both look like they're going to win football matches. I know Spurs won, but my word, mate, they were awful. And they've lost their only 2 attacking options in Xavi Simons and Dominic Solanke now. So who's leading the line there? Obviously, I'm not Mystic Meg and I'm not an oracle, as we found out with my predictions from analysis this weekend. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. But let's get Graham in. I'm going to have to do a little bit.
Father-in-law.
There'll be a magic here. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Hey!
Seamless.
Hello, James. Hello.
Yeah. Hello,
good evening, Graham.
Thank you for joining us here. Forest fan, how are you feeling? Obviously, you were listening in there on what we were just saying. How are you guys feeling about the game? I don't know how much you read of other fans and other people and kind of the media stuff. What's the kind of view in the Forest camp?
Okay, well, I agree with everything Gary said there about it being such a massive, exciting occasion. And as I think I said to you at the weekend, James, you were sort of bemoaning the fact that it was a Midlands derby in Europe, but it will feel like a European game. I remember all the way back to when we played Liverpool in 1978. Not that I'm going on about that too much, but it feels so different. It's nothing like a Midlands derby. I think for us, we're a bit conflicted. Friday night was brilliant. Spurs and West Ham kind of put it back to square one, albeit we've improved our goal difference. So there's still a little bit of a niggle with the Premier League. I hear what he's saying about we're just about there, but I think it is only just about. It still needs sealing. But I think we've parked that now, and we don't play again till Monday after that. So Chelsea seems a long way away, that one does. So I think it's fully focused on the Villa game, and I think with the way we're playing, we have to go into this game with such confidence, with sort of 16 goals in 8 Premier League games. It's 8 in 6 Europa League games since Pereira took over, and everything's come back together for us. And there's probably never a better opportunity to get to the final for one of us.
Yeah, I think before the weekend for us, I think I was feeling. I mean, I want to say I was feeling. I'll be like, I hate this fixture. I hate it because, like I said, for me, it's also one of those ones where majority of the time Villa are going into this game as on paper favourites, which I hate. I hate it. I don't want it. I don't like it at all. So it's this kind of situation where I've always talked about, and it's not the same with Blues because they're a totally different division, totally different level, there's different rivalry. But I've always gone into that game going, it's a no-win situation for Villa with that game, because it's a case of, well, if you win, they'll go, well, yeah, of course you did, you should do. And if you lose, then it's absolutely catastrophic. So there's no real kind of big win here. But with this one, it's a bit different. We're in the same league. Obviously, you guys are further down the league. You've definitely hit a bit of form more recently.
Yeah.
And like I just said, before that game at the weekend, I still would have felt that we were hitting form. We were hitting form at the right time. We were banging in goals left, right, and centre. We were performing well in Europe. We had that little bit of a 10-minute shake against Sunderland, but other than that, we dominate the game. And then that game against Fulham was just drab.
Yeah, from an outsider's perspective, just looking at what I saw of it on Saturday and what I've read about it, and talking to another Villa fan that I know pretty well from the gym, it just felt like you were preparing for Thursday night. And I think I've seen Villa do this before. You guys have done, a tepid performance on a Saturday, come from nowhere. So whether you were or not, I don't know. I suspect Emery wouldn't agree with that. But from the outside, that's how it looked. It just seemed like maybe some minds were towards the Europa League final.
I think that's the excuse that a lot of people used. People have put 2 and 2 together, right, and just come up with that's it. Gary, I mean, we talked before and we were saying it's put pressure on the Premier League standing now for the Champions League. Yes, I'm still believing that we are going to get it, but it's much, much less guaranteed now. We could have gone into this game with the tails really up and very much in Champions League dreamland. Now there's a little bit more pressure. The performance was a little bit alarming. Some of the players didn't turn up. Is it just a case of we were looking at Thursday, or is it actually a case of, we've done this season a few times?
Well, so having had a couple more days to think about Saturday's performance, if that is the case, and Unai Emery's plan is to focus on the Europa League, if you could just share it with us fans, right? Because I don't think he quite understands, right, the level of PTSD that's been caused by it over a 40-year period, right? So when you see dips in performances like that, you go, that's a real concern, because we've had 2 of them already in the season, and you go, okay, we look like we're just having a mini resurgence at the right time, and then you put in a performance like that. And not only the players, but Emery himself, in terms of his squad selection and the substitutions he made during the game, absolutely made no sense to anybody, and everyone's kind of scratching their head. And then you're left with kind of comments of, "Oh, it's Emery we trust. Obviously, he knows what he's doing. We know he's a phenomenal manager and a world-class coach." But there have definitely been question marks over certain decisions this season where you've gone, that doesn't make sense to me. And maybe I'm a little bit naive in thinking the common sense factor there is if you're hitting a run of form and you're going well, you just stick with a winning team, right? And the only change that should have been made on Saturday was the forced one of Onana. The rest of it, not playing Barkley, for instance, he can't play on Thursday because he's not in the Europa League squad. So why wouldn't you play him on Saturday in a game where if we'd have won, arguably would have cemented that top 5 place for us, And now although we're 8 points clear, it's still like you at the bottom, Graham. It's not quite sealed. Like it's still there. And if because now this week, because results have kind of gone against us, with everyone winning around us, Liverpool winning and Man United now winning last night, it now kind of puts a little bit of pressure on, because if we were to lose on Thursday and Spurs now come to Villa Park with a bit of all confidence because they have won, I still think we'll beat Spurs, but let's, in a confidence way, then, and we don't pick up a result against them or don't win the game, then all of a sudden we're approaching the last 3 games of the season needing something out of them to guarantee that Champions League football. And he even said, I think what really blew my mind was that on Friday in the press conference before the Fulham game, he said the Premier League is the priority because we can get knocked out of the Europa League. It's one mistake or one, bad referee decision from being knocked out of the tournament. And so to put in a performance like that, unless it's an absolute stroke of genius, right, that it's leading Nottingham Forest into this full sense of security, go, well, actually, look, Villa, this is how we beat them, and we just turn up and absolutely blow you out of the water, then I'm happy to go, yeah, he knew what he was doing all the time, but just a little bit of a snippet of like, please, just let us know what's going on, Unai, because I'm driving myself crazy here. Like, I'm literally going insane waiting for this game.
Well, it's one of those, isn't it, where if we turn up on Thursday, it'll be like, oh, genius. He's genius. He's done it. He's rested the right players. He's kept them sharp. He's
Never
done all
in doubt. In Unai we trust.
But if it's another shaky performance, then questions start getting asked. Questions only get asked. Like I said to you guys, you're only as good as your last game.
Exactly.
And the last game was shaky. But Graham, just on this one, so obviously, Villa, we've not got the best record at the City Ground. We always like to think that having that second leg at home is really important for us because we feel like we can beat anyone at home when we know what we need to do. What are your thoughts around obviously records? We talked about just before we came on that you guys haven't actually won at Villa Park for 30 years.
Yeah.
So I've always said if we can get parity from the first leg, we will win the second leg. But what are your thoughts?
My thoughts are my biggest fear from you guys is Emery and his record in that competition. From the out, you guys will see it differently. From the outside, you just feel he's very, very clear on what he wants and what he wants to achieve and how he's going to go about it. For me, for us, records, as I say, I believe these European ties that aren't finals are very much different to league games. So my view is that we need, I agree with you, we need to win at home. I do think the second leg, looking at our record this season in this competition, although we beat Porto, did either of you two watch Porto away when we played?
I didn't. It was
We had one kick of the game and the own goal. You saw that. So completely the road went our way that time. But I do believe when we played Midtjylland in the last 16, I think playing away from home suited us. And I think that suits us now. It's obviously... so I'd be more concerned going to you guys on Thursday than bringing you back. I think particularly with the form we're in now, I think we're going to go attacking. We've got Wood and his maturity back. And if he does play up front, again, team selection from our point of view is very, very difficult to second guess. But my view is we'll go for it. And we'll go and attack, and we'll try and score goals, and we'll take a lead. We need to take a lead to Villa Park. I think if we don't, it's a big ask.
I think it's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be an exciting game just because we tend to like it when I think we've discussed this fixture so many times because obviously this is the third time we're playing you, but we like it when teams come at us and we like it when teams come onto us, and it's both our biggest strength and our biggest weakness. So when teams come at us and they press us well, you can cause issues with us. But if we can break that press, we're so good on that transition and getting up the pitch it's kind of our biggest strength at the same time. So it will be, I think it'll be a very exciting game. I'm intrigued to know. I'm intrigued to see how cagey it is to begin with, but I do think you guys will. If you come out the blocks early, I think I'll worry a little bit about shaky legs at the back for us, Gary.
Yeah, 100%. Look, I think in terms of how this game is going to be lost, it's going to be similar to the game in the league. If I'm honest, on chances, that game was 1-1, but we had 3 glorious opportunities to put that game to bed and didn't take them. We had 2 glorious opportunities on Saturday to go in front against Fulham and didn't take them. And so, if we don't do that again, we're going to be punished, because I watched the Forest game on Friday night, and Graham, you were so clinical in the final third. It was brilliant to watch, and I actually thought Sunderland started really well, and obviously they give away 2 horrendous goals. But once those goals had gone in, Forest were brilliant going forward. They looked like they were going to score in every possible attack, and I worry with our squad selection defensively. If he doesn't combat, Chris Wood always causes problems. He's caused us problems every time he's played against, whether it be when he played for Newcastle or when he's played for Forest. He's a handful. And if we go with, it's such risky for us, because I would say you go with someone like Tyrone Mings to combat his physicality. If he goes up against Pau Torres, he will eat him for lunch, because Torres, whilst a very good defender, physicality wise and pace wise, he hasn't got. And that's what I worry about with Gibbs-White and Hutchinson. If they both play, that you've got pace to burn, and that's where. And for some reason, Emery seems hell bent on picking Pau and Luca Dean, who are 2 of our slowest players. The argument's always been, well, that they're better defensively than Matson and Mings combined. But I think there's actually arguments, if you look back through the last since the Bournemouth away game for us, where Dean played in that, and Pau Torres in numerous games where he's just been out-muscled against any kind of decent centre forward. So that's where it's all going to kind of fall for me, and I just hope Emery gets this one right, because, like I say, on Saturday I was baffled by the selection of players that he chose, and then by the substitutions. So I'm hoping he's saving the right decisions for Thursday, because if he gets it right, I think again we showed at the City Ground in the Premier League that we're a threat going forward, and we will create chances. So it's just whether we can keep those mistakes at the back to a minimum.
Yeah. I mean, I think it might more hope than in reality. I think we will go attacking. Gibbs-White at the minute, I mean, he's high praise. It's a big statement, but he's playing as well as he's played for us in 4 years. You watch him over 6 to 8 weeks. It's whether it's the kick up the backside from Tuchel, or whether it's just he's found a bit of confidence and belief in the new manager, but he's absolutely on fire. Helps him with Wood being back. And I did like on Friday night how Wood and Jesus played together. Jesus just behind him, which is he's been crying out for that all season, because he's a good footballer and a good striker. Whether he'll do that two up front, I'm not sure. We may start strong, but those 2 will take some holding.
Are there any injuries or anything, or any team news that's going to force any changes?
Yeah, the young lad at the back, Cunha, who does remind me of Pau Torres. We were watching the game the other night, and he does look like he's good on the ball. But this kid's only 20, and he's got an injury which may or may not recover from. I understand, listening to something this morning, that Murillo's on holiday somewhere, not on the booze, but he's recovering from it. So he's out, and
it's with Jack Grealish.
Yeah, not quite like that. That was ridiculous game on it anyway. unfortunate photos. I'm sure he was just having 5 minutes.
Yeah, we've all been there.
Whether Murillo's ready for this, getting ready for the second leg, I don't know. We know Hudson-Odoi's out for the season, but at centre half, Milenkovic at the minute, again, he's another one who's playing so well after an indifferent start to the season. He's been with us 2 seasons now, and he's leading the back four. He's showing leadership. He's not captain, but he's showing leadership in the team. He's very, very reliable and dependable. And if Morata plays alongside him, who gets a lot of stick, he is prone to mistakes. 4 different managers this season have picked him.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's not first choice, but yes, he has made ricks and that. But I think with the way Milenkovic is playing now, he's taking control of things. So that will be what it will be. We've got Zach Abbott, the young centre half, who generally plays at full back when he comes in. But that's what we're gonna, that's what we've got at the back. So, and obviously, whether in Europe he's not been playing Williams from the start. He has been playing Aid and then taking him off. He's been trying to give everybody an hour or 45 minutes and getting the tie won. And I think he'll do something similar. So, but injury wise, that's the only question mark over the young lad at the back.
Yeah, and obviously for us, it's Anana. I think is the only one who's on the treatment bench. Obviously, we can't call upon Barkley, which is such a frustrating thing because we didn't register him for the Europa League. We didn't have.
But never fear, the trusty Leon Bailey is available and fit and raring to go. So Forest,
Leon Bailey,
waking in your boots with the magnificent talent we've got to come off the bench.
Like I said, my assumption is that he played Bogard at Holding on at the weekend because he's going to play him on Thursday. So I believe that it'll be Bogard with in that pivot. I don't think he'll play Dougie in this one. I think left back. Oh yes, Maatsen or Digne. I don't know. I want to say away from home, he's going to play Digne. He's going to play Digne and Torres.
Mate, it's a mistake. Digne in the last game in the Premier League against you guys, Graham, was absolutely awful. Positionally, he was caught time and time again, and Hutchinson must have been licking his lips because of the amount of space he had, to get in behind, and it caused us massive problems. And again, maybe I'm being naive, and maybe I don't know a lot about football, but from just a layman's terms, looking at that, I'm going, just fill that space. What we do, we've got somebody who's quick, who can do that, who's played well all season. Just doesn't make sense to me. So I think if he does that, we are running the risk of being the makers of our own downfall again. I was going to ask you, Graham, in terms of obviously this with the managerial merry-go-round at the City Ground, out of all the managers you've had this season, is Pereira the one to get you over the line to the final, do you reckon, from what you've seen, or would you have preferred one of the others?
I think so. It seems. I mean, he worked for the owner, Marinakis, at Olympiacos.
Who we love, by the way. Big fan of Marinakis.
Yeah. Thank you, Mafia.
Yeah. But he worked for him there. What I would say is I've looked at, you look at the man, we all know what happened with Nuno, and that was, a huge, huge shame. And then we jumped into bed with Ange, and I don't know,
it's a one-night stand with Ange, wasn't it? Let's be honest.
He was still getting over a huge divorce or bereavement or whatever it was in his departure from Spurs, and he just couldn't let it go, and it was so embarrassing to see him. I think he's actually admitted that. Dyche, well, I wish I'd have been more vocal. I keep saying to James about Dyche before, because I had absolute chance. I remember going to watch Burnley with Lewis, my son, when in his later days, and Dyche absolutely,
he's also
blame onto players.
Yeah, he's insufferable on the media.
Yeah. I notice he's gone quiet now. We've won a couple of games and scoring goals. He's not on Talk Sport anywhere, but until we lose, But I just feel that the greatest example now is that when we'd had games, a poor game, which Pereira's had some poor games as well, Dyche shifted the blame onto players. where Pereira's talked about all the players are important, we're a family and all the rest of it, saying the right things and everything. But I think, his emotional intelligence is one thing, and getting the team together, and players are absolutely, you've seen us when we celebrated on Friday night, putting the set piece coach in front of the fans and cheering and things. And, he has got so much more out of these players, and tactically he's been spot on. When he makes his substitutions, the lineups he picks. So I think he's been the right man at the right time. And I think any Forest fan would say at the minute, I don't know whether he's here for the short term or long term, whether he'll be the manager at the first game next season, wherever we're playing. But he's come in and done a job. Now, whether he is a short term guy, because you look at his record, he's had so many clubs in the last 15 years. But he'll do for us right now. And I think people have took to him very quickly, a bit like they did with Nuno. Not quite sure when he first came in.
He feels quite Nuno-esque.
Yes, whether it's a Portuguese thing, I don't know, or whether, they learn from each other. But yes, it does feel very much like that. And he's endeared himself to both the players and the fans. And, he kind of gets it. He understands what's required. And he's under a lot of pressure. You look at if he's having conversations with the owner about what team he should pick. The owner wants to win the Europa League. He said that, the start of the year, and no excuses. He wants Premier League football, so no excuses. You just do the job, and this guy seems to be doing that and managing it quite well. 'Cause the other thing since Pereira's come in, we've heard very little from the owner. We see very little camera shots of him sitting in his big seat and that in his white T-shirt. So, he's lower profile with it all as well, and letting Pereira do the job. So, yeah, I think it's almost a bit of a perfect storm came at the right time in in what's been a chaotic season, which if we'd have been here a year ago talking about it, we'd never guessed this one.
The managerial go around. The managerial America season in the Premier League bonkers. Like it's not just Forest, is it? It's Man U, it's Spurs, it's like Chelsea. All these, it's just ridiculous. I can't be bothered with the whole managerial thing now. It's just like any manager now is just completely expendable. Players never seem to be held accountable for it. It makes no sense at all.
No.
Right, on to last bit now. So on to our score predictions, I would say. So, right, get your hands in the right book. So, Forest at home, Villa away. So, right, so which one's your home?
This one's the home, right, and this is...
Oh, right, and home.
Right, and home, right?
Forest. That's Forest.
That's Forest. Forest and Villa.
Forest, Villa, right? Okay, me and Gary will go. Well, me and Gary will go first. So me and Gary will do as God. Okay. 3, 2, 1, Gary. Oh, you're going for a 1-0 Villa win.
I'm going for a 1-0 Villa win. I said to myself, right, that with the last few games, I'm going to back us to win them. Because I just up until Saturday, I truly believe Emery has got something up his sleeve. I think he knows exactly what he's doing. I'm not underestimating that. I think a lot of it, and looking at his reaction to the players' performance on Saturday, he was fuming just as much as probably I was, shouting at the TV that wasn't what he asked them to do. Do you know what I mean? It's about kind of, I've no doubt that the bollocking they've had and the probably 4-hour video sessions that they've had in the last couple of days will probably get him into gear. And I just think this is our year to win a trophy. Now, look, it could go one or two ways. That's my heart prediction, that we get a cheeky 1-0 win to get back to Villa Park. But if we don't turn up, I think Forest could quite easily trounce us. I think Forest could beat us 2 or 3 with how they played against. I just
don't see it. I don't see us keeping a clean sheet. That's the problem. So, but I do. I don't know. My bets I'm always hedging my bets in this one. I'm going for the draw. Yeah. Personally, but so Graham, obviously, like I said, right hand Forest and Villa.
So there's 2 of us. Can I give you Andy's? He's
oh yeah. So give us Andy's first.
Andy's.
What's that? 1-0.
1-0 Forest.
1-0 Forest. Okay.
With the sort of explanation, looking at what happened at the weekend with you guys, he's really not sure how well Villa will attack. There's basically what you guys are saying, and the fact that despite injury, a major injury at the back for us, Milenkovic holds the key, along with Anderson playing in front of. This has given that I think all players in our squad will play minutes. So, and for myself.
2-1.
I was going to say we've all got until that one. We'd all got very low scoring.
Yeah, the reason being we've got to. I think on Thursday we've got to score. I don't see us banging for. I know we have 16 goals in 8 games, but I think two will do me on Thursday, and I think the one I don't see us keeping a clean sheet if you guys play anything like. Also, with that score line, it leaves it on a massive cliffhanger for the 30th. It's probably the best score to take. Everyone scored. Both teams have scored a goal. You know what I mean? There's jeopardy.
It's going to be one hell of a tie. I mean, I'd like, as a Villa fan, I think if we can. Even if we lose the game by 1, I still fancy us to get back at Villa Park and do the job. But it is just, this is the defining moment for the Villa. I think because of where we've been in the last 3 or 4 seasons, I think it's probably slightly more pressure on us than you guys because with like I say, with the managerial merry-go-round you've had, if you were to do it, it's phenomenal, right? It's kind of not expected really. Although that's obviously what your owner wants, but no one's going to be going at Forest actually. It's an opportunity miss where Villa have been the favourites for this tournament from the start. And I think our expectation as fans, I think if we go back to the very first show of the season, we said top 10, win the Europa League. That's it to get in the Champions League. The league positions are Brucey bonus. We've overperformed really in the league. And so this is it really. And I think we're not going to have a better opportunity to win it with the team that we've got, because if we don't, the fact of the matter is if we don't get through, we get to the final and if we don't get Champions League football, half of our team's gone anyway because for PSR and SCR reasons. If we do, and we get both, then our next season looks very different. I've heard rumours today that Emery looks like he's probably staying, according to the Athletic. So if that's true, then we've got something to build on. So it just means that Emery's, if it is true, then he means he's going for it, and hopefully the players will step up. And Saturday was just a blip, and it's all, like I say, it's Emery's master genius stroke to lure everyone into full sense of security, and we just win it comfortably. Because I think if we get to the final, I think we win the tournament.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Same for Forest. I think if Forest get there, I think you win it.
I personally think, whoever wins this, it's just I was going to say it's a shame it's not the final, but actually. I personally think we've got more chance of beating you over 2 legs than 1.
Yes. If it was the final, I wouldn't be saying 1-0 Villa. I'd be crapping it. I'd be like penalties. We'll lose on penalties. We'll lose it on penalties. I hope to God, right? Because if it does go to penalties in the second leg,
I swear,
you might as well not do penalties. You might as well just go through because we ain't scoring. We can't score 1 penalty, let alone 5. Like it's just.
I think we haven't had 1 in the Premier League, have we? We've had 3 in the Europa. I think have we scored 1 of them or 2 of them?
It's not good, mate. Whatever that is, it's a terrible record.
We lost 1 at Wrexham shootout, so.
Oh, you did? Yes, you did. Oh, yeah, you went to that as well, didn't you?
Yeah.
Coming out. Right, brilliant. Well, thank you so much, Graham, for your time. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for inviting me.
No problem. Me and Gary will obviously be back with our post-match post-match review as well, and then we'll be doing another one of these previews for the second leg, Graham. So if you're around next week as well, you can join us for that one as well. And obviously
we'll around because time.
Brilliant. Pick it apart.
Thanks, guys. Enjoy it.
Yes.
And it's only a game.
No, don't say that. What you what?
Yeah.
If only it is only a game, but if only that was true. It won't matter. No one cares. We'll get over it. I'll only be depressed for the rest of the year.
Next week.
Right. Gary, final thoughts to sing us out, mate.
This is it, mate. It's time not to get scared. It's time to step up to the plate. I've been banging on about this for the last 6 months, really. It's about being clinical. It's about getting over the line. It's about creating the chances, but taking them now. No excuses, because if we're serious, and like our owners have been, about being a force to be reckoned with in the Premier League and breaking into that top 6, right, and of being consistent, and which we have been the last 3 or 4 seasons, it's been phenomenal. But we haven't quite got over the line when it's counted. We bottled it last season for the Champions League. This is it now. An opportunity to not only qualify for the Champions League, but to win our first trophy in 30 years. It's all about becoming legendary for Unai Emery, and this is the season to do it, and hopefully build from there. So hopefully we can do it. But football's a funny old game, and as Brian Clough once said, Graham, right, if it's played on paper, we win this, but it's not. It's played on grass. So we'll see you on Thursday. And as always, every week we follow the boys in Claret and Blue. Peace, people. Thank you.